Welcome, everyone, to our State of the Township address. 2020 was an extremely unusual and trying year for many Butler Township residents and businesses due to the devastating effects of COVID-19. Last year was also an especially challenging time for everyone who served in our organization, but providing service to our residents and businesses continue as usual. In 2020, we were happy to welcome two new elected officials with deep local ties. In January, Missy Prazinski began her first term as Butler Township trustee. Missy has lived and worked her entire life in the Vandalia-Butler community. She graduated from Vandalia-Butler High School and previously served on the Vandalia-Butler School Board. We were also fortunate to reconnect with a former colleague when Greg Brush was once again elected Butler Township Fiscal Officer. Greg had previously served as Township Clerk for 2 terms. He has a long and distinguished career in serving the citizens of Montgomery County as Clerk of Courts and in various ranks of law enforcement. Our community is filled with extraordinary citizens, and every year we feature at least one of them. For 2020, we were proud to recognize David Sunderland, who retired after serving as a member of the Dayton Memorial Park Cemetery Board of Trustees for 50 years. In honor of this remarkable achievement and his exemplary service to our community, we presented him with a proclamation declaring the week of December 20th through the 26th, 2020 as David Sunderland Week. Last year, we were heavily engaged in producing new communications tools for our residents. In 2020, Butler Township, the City of Vandalia, and the Vandalia-Butler City School District teamed up to develop the combined news source, the Community Connection newsletter. Targeted to the entire Vandalia-Butler community, this publication exemplifies the spirit of collaboration these organizations have always shared. Community Connection will be mailed out quarterly, and the digital version is available on our website. In 2020, we also launched our new website, butlertownship.com. In 2019, we hired a marketing firm, Catapult Creative, to refresh our logo and enhance our brand. Our new website is mobile-friendly and includes new user-friendly features for keeping up with township news, paying trash bills, and filing property maintenance complaints online. In terms of our budget, last year's expenditures totaled $10.5 million, which nearly matched 2019 expenditures, primarily because we had to cancel so many events and projects due to the pandemic. We also experienced decreases in revenue from our Jed Z district and our hotel-motel tax sources, both of which are driven by income from businesses that were not fully operational because of COVID-19. But our 2020 revenues were up slightly over 2019 by approximately $500,000, due in part to the nearly $400,000 in federal CARES Act funds we were allotted. We used those funds to pay for first responder payroll increases, as well as personal protective equipment, laptops for working remotely, and a new voice-over IP phone system and touchless plumbing fixtures. Due to growing concerns about the long-term maintenance, last year we secured a contract for the demolition of our former government center and police building at 8524, 8526 North Dixie Drive. As a result of this demolition, we now have a better opportunity for the redevelopment of this site. Despite COVID-19, our economic development efforts are still going strong, especially in the York Commons Business District. In 2020, the Fairfield Inn and Suites on York Center Drive opened its doors. The nearby Holiday Inn Express and Suites is nearly completed, and Wood Springs Suites recently broke ground on Miller Lane. Once Wood Spring and Holiday Inn are open for business, Butler Township will have a total of 17 hotels with nearly 1,700 rooms. From the lodging tax they generate, we receive an average of $750,000 per year in revenue, which helps fund the public safety services we provide for the district. After the Steak and Shake closed on Miller Lane, we were fortunate to have City Barbecue purchase and remodel the building. This popular restaurant is a great addition to a wide variety of dining options available in Butler Township. Last year, we entered into a transit station license agreement with Walmart and the Greater Dayton RTA to relocate the bus stop to the south end of Walmart's parking lot, which will reduce shopping cart clutter and improve the aesthetics along the road. In 2021, we will be hiring an engineering consultant to explore further ways to enhance the traffic flow, safety, and streetscapes in the district, as well as an aesthetic improvement for the Benchwood Road overpass. All of these projects are being paid for by funds generated within the business district to support improvements within the district. We will soon be launching a new name and branding strategy for the area as well. That's because we envision York Commons as a major gateway to the entire Vandalia-Butler community and believe these improvements are necessary for enhancing the overall experience for people who dine, shop, and stay in our district. Despite the extra challenges the pandemic created for these highly dedicated first responders, our fire department managed to accomplish great things in 2020. Their emergency response showed an 8% decrease in EMS calls and a 6% decrease in fire incidents. Both of those results are hardly significant, given that in 2019 they handled the largest number of emergency incidents in Butler Township Fire Department history. They successfully garnered 2 grants in 2020. One was a $50,000 FEMA grant for a breathing air compressor that replaced a 23-year-old compressor. The other was a $9,500 supplemental FEMA grant for the purchase of personal protective equipment that increased respiratory protection. Last year, they also purchased a new medic unit for just under $190,000, and delivery is expected by early summer. For the 4th year in a row, staff gave out free carbon monoxide detectors, thanks to the generous sponsorship of firefighters and Company Federal Credit Union. They also helped residents install smoke detectors, and soon will participate in an American Red Cross smoke detector program that will enable them to provide these safety tools to residents in need. Last year, they teamed up with local IAFF 4491 by buying and selling T-shirts the union created to raise prostate cancer awareness. After the union matched what they had raised, our fire department donated $714 to the Ohio State University Prostate Cancer Prevention and Therapy Fund. In observance of a long-standing tradition, fire department staff once again created an amazing Christmas light display at Fire Station 88. But last year they turned on the lights a little earlier and left them on a little longer in honor of the residents' struggle during the pandemic. Despite the extra challenges the pandemic created, our police department also made significant accomplishments in 2020. In 2020, total calls were down from 2019, as were traffic stops. But they did experience a significant increase in citations, traffic crashes, reports, and arrests, many for crimes unfortunately committed at local businesses. During last year's protest, our police department responded to 8 mutual aid requests from other law enforcement agencies, which resulted in over 287 hours worked from late May to mid-June. Over the past 2 years, they have been replacing old in-car cameras with new state-of-the-art WatchGuard cameras. Last year, they also launched their body-worn camera program. These new body cameras are integrated with the new in-car cameras and provide better protection for the officers as well as higher accountability to the public. The Butler Township and City of Vandalia Police Departments also launched a mobile crisis intervention team program with the assistance of Montgomery County Adamus and South Community Inc. that provides both departments 24-hour, 7-day access to a licensed healthcare clinician. To date, the CIT program has provided resources and assistance to over 121 individuals and families across both communities. And finally, our police department once again teamed up with the Vandalia Police Department to host Christmas with a Cop. 15 young people from across both communities participated in the event that is made possible through a Walmart grant. Despite the pandemic, the regular heavy workload for our service department did not slow down during 2020. Throughout the year, they collected 2.5 tons of street sweepings from the township roadways. They improved over 5,000 linear feet of ditches and repaired or replaced 38 catch basins, and once again partnered with the County Asphalt Overlay Program and resurfaced Stone Quarry Road, Brantford Road, and the west end of Allwood Road. Last year, our service department addressed some building repairs that were critical to maintaining the facility. They resurfaced their garage metal roof and they replaced shingles on the office portion of the building. They added one additional position to bring staffing back up to 7 members. They also purchased a new pickup truck, skid loader, and a John Deere Gator, replacing old equipment that needed extensive repairs. During the winter season, our service department used 230 tons of salt to keep the roads clear during snow and ice events. This number was comparable to the 2019 season. Lastly, they performed 43 burials at Polk Grove Cemetery, an approximately 18% decrease from 2019, which marked the lowest number of burials in several years. Due to the devastating effects of the pandemic, 2020 was an extremely unusual and trying year for many Butler Township residents and businesses. It was also an especially challenging time for everyone who served in our organization. But despite these challenges, our leadership and staff went above and beyond the call in serving our community. And for that, they all deserve to be commended.